Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world, what is poppin', lockin', and what is droppin'? I wanted to welcome every single one of you back to the channel, and we're reviewing week 8. Not only that, but we're also reviewing the whole month of February. So, this is going to be a little bit longer than usual, but there's going to be a lot to go over. So, based on the rundown for week 8, not a lot has happened, unfortunately. I actually worked out 2 days of the week. Well, it was a leg day and then an upper day. So no run days again, which really slacking on the 10K training, and definitely something that we're gonna have to start implementing. I think March is definitely gonna be the serious training for the 10K for that. So because the 10K is literally next month, it's April 12th. So we have fallen pretty far behind on that. So something we're definitely gonna start increasing for that. So. But not week 8 news. Definitely something that needs to be pushed into week 9. But I weighed myself today as Sunday, so the start of week 9. And I've officially am under 200 pounds, which is bananas. I have weigh 198.9 pounds as of this morning. So the ultimate goal is to try to keep that under 200 as steady as possible and make sure we do not achieve over 200. So a goal going into March, of course, but we'll go over that once we go into the month of March. So the rundown week 8. So the meals I had for the week was similar to, I think it was 2 weeks ago, where I had the veggie chocolate muffins with the 5 servings of egg whites and some half a tablespoon of butter. And then, what was the other thing? Crud. Oh, and turkey sausage links. So that's, I'll show an image of that somewhere. And then for that entire breakfast was 485 calories with 30 grams of carbohydrates, 44 grams of protein, and then 19 grams of fat. Pretty good. It's a pretty good meal, pretty good breakfast. For what the calories are, it's got a great source of protein because of the egg whites. So I did not capture an image of this, but my lunches were a boring salad. It was a spinach and spring green mix salad with some super blend mixture, so it's like coleslaw, or like a coleslaw with kale and broccoli and Brussels sprouts, cabbage, and blah. Just basically like a pre-made bag of that, and then pre-cooked chicken breast strips from Aldi. So that was 460 calories for the entire meal, with 32 grams of carbs, 56 grams of protein on that salad, and then 14 grams of fat. And also the dressing I used was the Walnut Farms sesame ginger dressing, which is 0 calories, but it's super low calorie enough to where you put good enough servings in there, you may get only, 10 calories for the entire thing. So I still say it's worth it. And the thing I was most excited about, and probably one of the biggest reasons why I lost so much weight this week, which I'll get to in a minute, is my dinners, which was my salmon with spinach, 1 leek, and a half a serving of ready rice. So 720 calories with 50 grams of carbohydrates, 30 grams of protein, and then 46 grams of fat. Now, it was made with oil, butter, and the salmon, of course, being the protein. So the fat content was a little bit higher on that, but it was not too shabby for the dinners. Also, it was like back when I was on my keto diet, that was pretty much my go-to meal was salmon, leek, and then frozen spinach. And it filled me up, and it's justice. Low calorie, high protein. So workouts, again, we only did 2 days of the workouts. So it was leg day and then the upper and lower days. So nothing too much there. Even on the upper days, I think I only did like half of my set because I had some plans that evening, but then last minute changes had to happen. So then for family matters, so what's the term? I gotta coordinate to those plans. So yes, unfortunately, my upper workout was not that long, but I still felt a pretty good burn out of it, and that's all that matters. So let's go ahead and get the rundown going for week 8. So Sunday, February 23rd, we consumed 2,840 calories. We burned 531, and we had 189 calories remaining, with 282 grams of carbs, 147 grams of protein, and 129 grams of fat. Water intake, we had 60 fluid ounces, not too shabby. That was a rest day with only 7,052 steps. And the weight was 201.3. The Saturday before that, it was 202.6. So now we started that Sunday off with 201.3. February 24th, we had consumed 2,120 calories, burned 683 calories. We had 1,053 calories remaining, with 160 grams of carbohydrates, 150 grams of protein and then 109 grams of fat. We consumed 68 fluid ounces of water. It was also another rest day with 9,908 steps. And then that weight was 202.5. So we did go up, but I think that Sunday we actually consumed a lot of calories. So maybe why. So this one's a bit funky. When Tuesday, February 25th, we consumed 3,121 calories. We burned 589, and we had 34 calories over the goal, with 334 grams of carbohydrates consumed, 183 grams of protein consumed, and 136 grams of fat. So the reason being for that is because I did end up getting Mexican food, and for some reason the tortilla chips were and the cheese dip were extremely high in calories. So maybe why. So with water, a whopping 32 fluid ounces of water consumed. Not great, obviously, but I weighed 201.7 pounds that day. Interesting. Now, we're going to get into the rest of this week, and this has been the strangest thing I've ever experienced, and I'll get that into a minute. So we consumed 2,205 calories, we burned 641 calories, and we had 919 calories remaining. We had 187 grams of carbohydrates consumed, with 146 grams of protein consumed, with 106 grams of fat consumed. We had 56 fluid ounces of water, so about halfway our goal. And we it was again another rest day with 10,985 steps. And then we weighed 200.2 pounds. That's right, 200.2. The lowest ever been. I mean, lower before I even started the channel, like back when I was on Zipbound. The lowest actually ever been on that was 200.6. So now being 200.2, yeah, that was. So then, but as you get in the week, so Thursday, February 27th, we consumed 2,725 calories with 626 calories burned and 384 calories remaining. Carbohydrates, we have 231 grams of carbs, protein, 160 grams of protein, and then fat with 135 grams of fat. Water intake was 72 fluid ounces, so over the half. That's a good sign. Unfortunately, another rest day with 8,688 steps taken. And yet again, 200.2 pounds. Okay. I mean, no, but we're also not going down. Not that big of a deal. Then we go on to Friday, February 28th, with 2,440 calories consumed, 1,054 calories burned, and 1,097 calories remaining. So we had 150 grams of carbohydrates consumed, with 186 grams of protein consumed, and then 131 grams of fat consumed. 64 fluid ounces of water, about the halfway mark, with 10,070 steps taken, and then we burned 397 calories from leg day. And yet again, 200.2 pounds. So this is the third day of being the same weight. So something's a little bit weird. So then we go into yesterday as I'm making this video, or the first day of March, which is on Saturday. And we consumed only calories that day. I don't know why. And we burned 846 calories, and we had 18,029 calories remaining, with 85 grams of carbs consumed, 165 grams of protein consumed, and 51 grams of fat consumed. I think just kind of looking back, I really did not eat that much yesterday. That was a little crazy. But I did drink a lot of water. I had 72 fluid ounces of water, so over the half. And then we had 6,277 steps. And for the upper day, we burned 318 calories. And yet again, we weigh 200.2 pounds. I don't know. It was so weird. Like, I weighed 200.2 4 days straight. That was so weird. Like, I don't know, I was maintaining that weight for some reason, which is very strange. But, I mean, I guess what it is. So, now let's go over the month of February and some of the data from that. So, according to our graph, we have dropped 3.8 pounds since January. And our average weight was 202.8 pounds. So we went from our average weight in January being 203.8 to 202.8. So we did lose an average of a pound. But our initial goal was to get 200.8 pounds. And on the very last day, we actually got 200.2. So we did actually achieve that goal. But our average weight is still the same, or not still the same, but our average weight is just went down a pound, but it did kind of fluctuate throughout the entire month. So, but the result of 1 month, we did lose 3.8 pounds, which was the result for January, which was 3.3 pounds for the whole month of January, which the slow weight is pretty good. But February 1st was 204 pounds, and then we ended it with 200.2 pounds. So pretty good. I say so myself. So we're going to go over the energy balance. So essentially the average calorie was 2,613 calories. And you can see it's pretty mellow, the chart. You see some peaks and some drops, but we are improving, of course, through that. So, but I think our being 2,613 calories is okay. It is about 100 over our normal average, but we can also do better. So that's something to keep in mind. And then we got our water tracker. So the month of February, our average water intake was 56.3 fluid ounces. I mean, it's I was the greatest in the world, but we could do better. That's like the halfway mark. So it's recommended as 127. I think we should at least go up to about 60 or 64 being our average. So that's a goal for March. It's maybe at least 60. So, but that's pretty much for the recap of the week 8, and then the month of February. So now as we continue on to March and into week 9, something to look forward to is to definitely keep that number under 200. So right now it's 198.9. So even if it's in the 199s, that's fine by me. But definitely this week, I want to try to keep under 200. So we're just going to see how. I didn't eat that much today, so it could be ideal that we could stay under. Also had a rest day today, so. But I forgot about though. The steps were taken as long as my phone was with me, but unfortunately, the calories burned are lower than usual just because my watch wasn't really picking up the amount of calories burned. So to do that, week 9, I also need to start focusing more on running. So getting trained for the 10K. We definitely need to start doing that because otherwise I'm going to start be flunking and it's going to be nasty. When the actual happens, it's not going to be that great. So we want to, I don't really know what my average time is either. I have to kind of figure that out. It's a good time for like someone who's starting with 10K. But we're never going to have to figure that out. So, but those are the 2 initial goals for week 9. I mean, that might be more, but also increase our water intake. Today was a really bad day for that as well. I think I had a bottle of water and a Waterloo, which is a grand total of 28 fluid ounces of water. So I need to go ahead and chug another water bottle just to kind of get my fluids in. But that is it, YouTube world. I appreciate every single one of you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on whatever I upload next. See ya.